So just a quick lesson on this piece by Dalza. I've also arranged a Reach Your Car that can go before this piece. You can check that one out for free. The sheet music's free off the site, but the sheet music for this one, it's available as well. Just follow the link under the video. As you can see, I have a capo on the 3rd fret. That's to put us kind of into the tuning of the lute. And it also just kind of like raises the general pitch of the whole instrument, giving it a kind of light, resonant feel, which is very nicely suited to this style of music. And just, yeah, it makes it all feel a little bit different. But I also have the 3rd string tuned down to F sharp. So it's the same as this F sharp here. So if we're in G, if we're at the regular tuning, then you would just lower it to an F sharp. And then check your A, maybe the D chord. So everything is up 1 fret, so your A is not here, it's here. So your chord shapes change a little bit. But one of the great things about this piece is that it pretty much stays in 1 key, and you get a lot of that D chord, so you get used to it pretty quick. One of the reasons we put our guitar into this tuning is that the music was written with this tuning in mind, so the fingering and the way it works just fits nicely with this tuning. You could play it with normal tuning as well, but I always like to play it in the Renaissance tuning because it just opens up a whole world of Renaissance music to you once you get used to it. And it's not that hard to get used to pushing everything up just 1 fret, right? Now, in terms of this piece, there's not too much to say. It's all pretty straightforward, mostly all first position. It has a real dancey feel to it though. One of the reasons I love this music so much is it's very unpretentious. It's very simple, very dancey. It's almost like Celtic music or something. It's Viennese music, kind of like from Milan area. Not much is known about Dalza, but he flourished around 1508, so this is very early music, right? Now, in terms of the piece, the trills are all just from the primary note to the upper note. So I just do a little hammer on, pull off. Oops. very light, very snappy. And you play the bass note and the upper note together, and then you just do the ornament. There's other ways of doing the ornaments as well, but this is the one I've mainly chosen for this piece. Like I said, I like to play it with the capo on, but it sounds good without the capo as well. It sounds totally normal and everything like that. So main thing to think about is just the chord shapes. A lot of it is chords. It's all just a big D chord, so let everything sustain as much as possible. G chords. Just remember your G, open G is now on the first fret though, the note G. It's no longer open. Not all the chord shapes work all that great. Like sometimes you have to jump around, but because of the dancey kind of feeling of this piece, you can kind of just hop your fingers around a little bit and you get a little bit of disconnection in terms of the legato, but overall it still works out really, really well. You just have to jump around. If you want, edit some notes out though. You could edit out the inner A of that D chord there. Makes it a lot easier if you wish. The occasional slur in the eighth note runs may make them a little bit easier. It's kind of okay at slow speeds, and I like the sound of not slurring it, but at faster speeds, it's just like, it's a little awkward in the right hand sometimes even. So the occasional slur can be helpful. I don't use many though. You probably noticed like most of it I'm plucking. But the occasional slur, I think it helps, especially in the cadence areas like there, where it's not a hugely important musical line, right? Occasional times when you have to switch fingerings, you're in second position. Get the fourth so the third can reach down. Oops. Not much to say for this piece. I mean, pretty much just go through the piece, playing it like that. Make sure your drone basses just continue. You're sustaining chords. It's pretty easy to tell when you're playing a chord versus when you're playing a scale or melody passage. And then besides that, you just go through the whole piece. All my fingering is written into the score. I didn't write in the right hand fingering, but for the most part, just like alternate fingers the entire time, right? There's a couple parts where 3-note chords come in so much that you have to repeat fingers. Just don't go so fast that it disrupts your legato very much. And besides that, there's a couple little notes on the score just about some corrections I made to the original because I think there were some wrong notes in the old lute tablature. So I've corrected those, and yeah, and just enjoy the piece. It's a very charming piece with a great dance feel, and I think his music should be played on guitar much more often because it's just so full of charm, works really well, and it's just so unpretentious and beautiful. So I hope you enjoy it.